I'm gonna change direction just a little bit. I want to go back to the Ogoshi, but I also want to use that foot sweep. So whether it's, I kind of like the lefty grip. I like to go lefty just because it throws guys off a little bit, and I'm left-handed, but I practice a lot of right-handed grip. But again, we always talk about with the Ogoshi to step in front if the door is open, or step behind if his foot's in front. Right? If his foot's in front and I step in, I'm off balance. He can take me back. So if he's foot forward, I try to do that foot sweep. If I don't feel it's safe to step in here, or I can beat him with speed and just pop it in for my Ogoshi, I always try to use the foot sweep to set it up. So I just turn my foot a little bit, I palm his foot, and I try to catch this foot sweep. And I try to have that same sticky foot. Like if he tries to move his foot, I just want to follow it, keep hopping it, and I want to try to get that foot sweep. And again, if he doesn't move the foot, I'll just hop back and pull and try to get him to fall. And then the only way he avoids it is if he's able to move his foot quickly and step out, then he opens up that front door where I can pop back in and hit him with the Ogoshi. So as far as the Ogoshi, feet should stay under my shoulders, about shoulder width apart, feet pointing the same direction as his, bending my knees. The more I bend my knees, the more I can use my legs, connecting to my hip, and then I just pop. I try to get a good hard pop and kind of knock the air out of it. So on the other side, because most of you guys are going to go this way anyways, underneath and around. If the front door is open, it's a 1-2 step, bend the knees and pop. But I really want to use that foot sweep to set it up. Especially if he's kind of stepped forward like he is, where I step in, you can see him off down, so he can take me back. So if he's forward, I'm always going to try to palm that foot. He opens it up, I step in. If I'm able to keep that sticky foot as he tries to move it, I just kind of hang on it and I pull, and I'll get that foot sweep. So it's a little bit of a game as far as front door, back door, and this foot sweep. Okay? 1, 2, this foot's forward. Try to hit the foot sweep. If he steps out, I step back in and hip toss. And then the last thing is if I do step in and he hip checks me, he blocks me as I try to get in, now I know he's good for that, so I'll just give a little twitch to get him to bite, and then I hit him with that foot sweep. And it's just a little back and forth game. You guys got it? Let's try it out. 1, 2, 3. If you can get higher on the grip, you're going to get more rotation. I'm noticing a lot of guys are kind of low here, and I do this sometimes too, but if I can get higher on the grip, when I pop him over, I'm going to get a lot more rotation as far as, I can only pull so far. If I pull from here, I don't totally rotate his back over. If I go higher on the grip, I'm going to get more rotation. And the other thing I try to think about is, when I step in here on this Ogoshi, I try to get explosive here. I try to go, boom, try to pop. I try to hear him go, huh, make a little noise when I hit that, okay? So the movement doesn't have to be, the footwork needs to be quick, but it also needs to be explosive right here. I just give a little pop. Once his feet are off the ground, I got it. Just turn the head, pull the arm, and he's going over. So just real quick, before we get into the mat, we're going to just playing the game. His foot's forward, I go in, 1, 2. I'm sorry, his foot's back, his foot's forward now. I try to foot sweep. Maybe I get the foot sweep, maybe he steps out, pop in. Then I try to step in, he hip checks me. So I remember next time, if I just give a little twitch, he goes there, and then I'm able to hit that foot sweep. Get good at playing this game here, okay? And then the only other thing that happens is I block, or he blocks as I step in. I try to foot sweep, he steps out, and we just keep going back and forth. But if I keep attacking and he keeps defending, my chances are going to go up. All right, let's try that. 1, 2, 3. So we talked about forward base. We talked about him going all the way over with the arm and me getting here. And then sometimes when I'm here, the guy will switch his base and able to drop his hips this way. And so some of those techniques we talked about the last couple of days won't work. From here, I like to go, when a guy's on a rear base here, I go 4 fingers in the collar and in the belt right here. I try to get my elbows in and I shrimp out, I make space. And sometimes he's holding my knee with his hand here. So as I try to shrimp, he keeps pulling that knee up in the air and flattening me out so I can't get to my side. So if that happens right away, as soon as I shrimp right away, I try to bring my knee in here and break that grip and then quickly shrimp again because he's gonna have something, re-grip or go to the other leg or make some kind of adjustment. So as soon as I shrimp out here, slide my knee underneath him and I come out the back and take the back. And that's if he just stays right there. So again, however we get here, whether it's the techniques we used earlier in the week or he just got here on his own. 4 fingers in the collar, 4 fingers in the belt, elbows in, When I shrimp, I'm trying to make space between his hip and mine. I shrimp out, he's on that knee, so I recognize that, so I gotta address that, break that grip, move the hip out, and then I just slide my knee under as I quickly switch and take the back. If in the middle of this, right, the what if is gonna be if he squares up on me. I go here and he fixes his base, same thing, I just slide my knee under, take advantage of that little bit of space and replace. Hip out here. Now if he turns to his knees, I can replace, or I can get up to my elbow and get into this kind of 50-50 position here where we can scramble. Start with here, shrimp it out, slide the knee under, take the back 1, 2 if he turns to his knees. Again, break that grip if you have to, replace. If you want to wrestle up from here, as soon as I shrimp out, and I know he's going to turn to his knees, I get up on my elbow, try to get off my hip, and then I'm going to try to far ankle him, or near ankle, or take the back, different things. Let's just start with that. Let's go. 1, 2, 3. Regular side control. He's got my head. He's trapped me in here. Everything's super tight. And normally we just go with our basics and frame and hip out. But sometimes I'm able to catch this one. I'm going to bridge him over his side here. I'm going to try to control these 2 posts. This one with my head, trap in here, and my other hand's going to kind of block his leg. I can grab the pants, or I can just chop right here. And then I'm going to also, there's like 3 things happening at once, maybe 4. I'm kneeing his hip. I'm kind of popping here. And then I'm blocking with my head and my arm, right? I'm keeping this foot on the floor to bridge, right? I want to be able to time this all at once, and then I'm just going to take him right over the top here. And it doesn't work all the time, but I feel like I can catch everybody in here at least once, right? So trying to get this little motion going where I'm kneeing the hip, I'm bridging, I'm popping here, I'm trapping his arm with my head, and I'm also blocking this leg right here. 1, 2, 3, taking them all the way over, and that's a nice little reversal. If he's able to base out when I'm trying this, he kind of scoots back and just doesn't, when he feels this coming, he's able to base out, boom, right here. Right away I hip out, I slide my knee under, and just like we talked about the last couple days, I'm going to shoulder back and look to attack that arm, whether it's the kimura, the omoplata, or the corkscrew. And then just like we talked about too, when he pushes back into me, I kind of do that Roy Dean sweep where I trap this arm, grab the pants, and then I swing this leg. As I pull him on top of me, I load him up on my knee, and I'm able to sweep. Those moves all go together. Just a different sequence than the last couple days. So it starts with here. 1, find this guy. It'll be there. 2, I go for that. He bases out. I'm able to move myself out of the way, slide my knee under, and then I'm back into this game where I shoulder back, knee high, attack here, try to force the omoplata, come up with my corkscrew, and then the other part of that is when he comes back into me, I'm loading him up, trapping this arm with my elbow, grabbing the pants, circling, and pulling him up onto me, up onto my knee, taking him over. Again, in the middle of that, they drop his hips again, and I go back and I play this back and forth. One more time. 1. Come on. 2. He bases out, quick hip out, slide the knee in. And to attack, he pressures back in to get close to his arm, load him up, take him over. Let's try it out. 1, 2, 3. If he's trapped in here really tight, maybe I try to go this way and he pushes forward hard. I'll trap this arm and I'll bridge him over. Sometimes you're able to roll him here. Tough move. It's a good wrestling drill to learn how to bridge through things. So maybe I try to fake this way first and he sits back, then it goes into that move nicely. If you need some kind of setup to help out with that technique, just learn how to either go one way and then come back the other, bridging, arching up and over. Tough move to actually get. Sometimes you can get it though. Some big guys get it because they got big torsos and you get high centered a little bit, but it's a nice setup also to go here, and then when I feel him kind of sag back, I can use that timing of that. But realistically, when you do try this bridge, right? He'll kind of post out a little bit to not go over. Let's go back just a little bit. So whether it's the setup or I'm just trying to bridge and he kind of posts out, I'm gonna run and kind of limp arm here. I'm gonna noodle arm this arm and try to run all the way through here. And then look out for that front headlock stuff. I wanna wing him down. Kind of goes into some of that techniques that we did the last couple days. Just learning how to bridge, and then I'm gonna roll my thumb, almost like I'm escaping an armbar, right? With that hitchhiker escape. Very similar movement. Again, if I try to go here first and then I try to go here and he kind of bases out, I'm still going to try to run my hips up, rotate my arm to kind of loosen up my shoulder here, and at least try to get out that way. Again, as far as that technique, I'm going to bridge and pop. He opens up. I'm going to run corner and then rotate, hips up. Push that Darce there again to attack. Or just use that as a setup for that last technique. Maybe try to bridge and I feel him drop his weight back and take him over that way. Let's try that. 1, 2, 3.